Hey you guys, welcome to the Global Unmasking. We are talking about biblical confirmations, biblical truth that has been proven throughout history. So, did y'all know that there is Yahweh, which is God's first and most important found name was Yahweh of Teman. And what you know whenever you search Yahweh of Teman, it was him and his Asherah. His Asherah was his wife, who was also worshipped in the Bible, up until God got jealous, and decided to tell. In the Bible, Asherah, all of her stuff was taken out, much like the other parts of the Bible, right? The hypocrisies and all that. They got taken out of the Bible. She was a part of that got taken out with a lot of the women in the Bible. And she was worshipped alongside Yahweh until he got mad and said, tear down the Asherah poles, which were the statues and monuments of her. Okay? Because he said that, he didn't want nobody worshiping any other god but him. Right? And she was gracious and she was merciful, and he was more of the vengeance and anger, but they came together and made a good balance, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. Let's go ahead and get into everything else. So, biblical truth. The proper location of Amphipolis and Apollonia, which is referenced in Acts 17:1, has been found. The presence of the synagogue and the Thessalonia, also Acts 7:1. The proper title of politarchs, and the use of magnistars, which is Acts 17:6. This has been a thing. Sea travel to reach the Athens with favorable winds towards the east during summer sailing. That was talked about in Acts 17. All of those things are biblically correct, okay? Also, we have found floods, proof of the Great Flood, okay? We have found giants, both living and deceased, okay? We have found Noah's Ark in Turkey, in a mountain in Turkey. We have found the archaeologists. All of this is archaeologists confirmed, okay? We have found the firstborn sons of those who Pharaoh had killed in Exodus 1:22. Atlantis did exist between the Great Flood, and the Tower of Babel, which happened around Genesis 10th in the Bible. Jesus' blood was found on a cloth, and tested and proved that Jesus was born with only Y chromosomes, proving that Mary was pregnant by herself. Assyrian god carvings in 2 Kings 17:6, 15-foot carvings of the cliff along the canal in Kurdistan, Iraq, is where that was. The church built on solid rock that was talked about in Matthew 16:13-9 was a 40th century church. Fort allied with King David, Golan, it was in the Golan, around 1000 BC. It was a large basalt stone with outreached hands and arms. Also, proof of Jesus and the Rosetta Stone was found in the Dead Sea Scrolls around 1950. Also, the bodies of 53 people who were actually named in the Bible itself. Remedese, the era tome, was found. Judges, era laid trade. The Ishmael Papyrus. Hezekiah's sluice gate. Vanilla lace vessels from Jeremiah's time. Mount Ebal cursed tablet was found. The city of David in his ivories. Shiloh, the tabernacle. Euphrates River drying. Okay. The seas that have turned red. We currently have Red Seas. We currently have a Dead Sea. We have these things are accurate. The Lachish tomb, relics of Jesus and the 12 disciples are actually out there. The cross has been found. The veil of Veronica has been found. The Edessa image, the holy chasel has been found. The crown of thorns have been found. His tomb has been found. The national treasure of Israel, aka the 10 Commandments, has been found. Okay, so all of these things that prove some of the most prophetic, most historical times and facts of the Bible not only confirm the existence of the Bible being true, but also of Yahweh, of Jesus, of Ashira, of 53 other members, and of many, many instances in which one can talk about that happened in the biblical times. Not to mention that of which we have came to re-see occurring throughout centuries. So, I mean, that's pretty wild if you think about it, right? And yeah, you know, a lot of people say that, you know, okay, so it was Christianity, and then after Christianity came Muslims, right? And Muslims believe that Jesus was born. Yeah, they believe he was a prophet. And they believe, from my knowledge, I mean, I'm no Muslim, but I'm just telling you what I feel like I'm understanding. They believe in Muhammad, and Jesus. They're understanding that these are things. And they came after that of which, and they also believe in Jacob and certain other people from the biblical references, okay? Now, the earliest religions, and speaking of Yahweh and God that we know of, is in Samaria, Mesopotamia, right? We hear about Thoth, and Thoth's, was it his commandments or his rules or something like that, which they say the 10 Commandments came from, okay? Then we seen, you know, about Anunnaki taking the clay and birthing man and woman from that clay into their own image. We've heard of the, you know, the Anunnaki coming down and the mating of giants and humans, and then them being casted out of what they called the Garden of Eden. We've also heard of Agartha, which would be the Middle Earth, which some conclude would be Eden. So there's been a lot of speculation, a lot of proofs of God, a lot of proof of religious significance throughout time, throughout history. So it's you know, if a library, if a librarian is proof of a library, or if a library is proof of a librarian, if an author is proof of a book, if a painting is proof of a painter, if a building is proof of a builder, if a mother and father is proof of a child, if all these different existence, then would human race and spirituality and all the dimensions, would we not be proof of a higher existence? It's undeniable. It's irrational to think elsewise, especially when given the fact that we have proof, documents of these things happening all around the world, from different people in different times, that can conclude the same story without having had communication. It's just something to think about, you guys. That being said, thank you for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Stay blessed, never stressed, with much peace, much power, much love, much light, and of course, much joy. I'll see you guys next time.